Hi guys, this is Ellie with Journeys with Ellie, and I'm here today with the beautiful Christine Wright, who is a medicine woman, and I will let her introduce herself. I have the opportunity to be invited to make a drum, which is right here.
Beautiful.
My
blue
beautiful,
drum.
it's deer.
Mm-hmm.
I got to put a labradorite crystal on the back for my handle, and I am working on the feathers to go with it.
Beautiful. It really is. Yeah. It is.
And surprisingly, what I didn't know is that I also held a very special gift for her. For about 2 years ago, I found a fan when I took my daughter to her driving test. It's macaw. I don't think this lighting does it justice.
Can you see the crystal?
Yeah,
on the bottom?
crystal and this beadwork.
Wow.
The secretary or the lady that owned the school or something like that had brought it back from an Amazonian tribe. I want to say Brazil. So when she held this today, I knew that it was hers.
Wow.
So
wow.
Isn't that the power of the
incredible.
universe, right?
I'm so excited about this. Wow.
I'm really excited for you. It's definitely yours.
We will do some exciting things together.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
You are so welcome. So, Christine, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you and your story?
Well, yes, my name is Christine, and I am a grandmother. Literally, I have 3 grandchildren, and I teach yoga, and I live in Utah Valley, and gosh, life is really quite good. I am a drum maker. I've been making drums for about 7 years now. I first learned this skill from Grandmother Three Crow. Was the first person I met who started me on this journey. It wasn't actually Grandmother Three Crow that taught me to make the drum, but I learned it through that meeting with her. And now I offer drum birthing ceremonies, and probably more than 200 drums have come through, and it's something I love and I'm so passionate about. And I've kind of expanded into making rattles and making medicine bags and things that I never thought that I would be doing in my life, but it's what I'm doing and it's what I'm supposed to do, and I love it.
And you create such a beautiful space for us, so thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a little bit about let's talk about healing.
Let's do.
So tell me what healing looks like for you.
For me personally, healing looks like, well, there's physical healing and there's emotional healing, right? I think we've all had physical challenges to overcome, and that is just as important as the energetic healing, right? Because if we have a physical issue in our body, then everything stops and the whole world stops, and you get to focus on healing that place in your body. And so the healing, I feel like the physical is almost forces us to look at the spiritual. And so I've had just a couple of pretty major incidents that have made me stop and like learn to walk again. And it's all part of the journey, because we have to live in this physical body.
Yes.
But we're spiritual beings.
Yes.
And so bringing it all together.
That is so true. I mean, even when you cut your finger, the smallest thing, it's like you don't even realize how much you use it or how much you need it, or until it hurts, or you exercise and all of a sudden there's muscles that you're like,
oh yes,
I didn't realize that was there.
Yeah.
So what does healing not look like for you?
What does healing not look like? Healing Well, we live in this physical realm, in this dimension, possibly, and there are so many things to take our attention. And I am just as human as anybody else. Can get sucked into the TV programs, or a glass of wine every night for nights in a row, and then I realized, like, that's what healing does not look like for me. And it's a challenge for all of us, because it's like all of those distractions are amped up right now, are turned up high.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so we get to really think about what our healing looks like, because it's easy to just distract.
To get distracted.
Yeah.
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 It takes a lot of work to do the work.
More and more work to do
yes.
the work.
So much work.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what drumming has done for you.
Oh my gosh, how much time do we have? Drumming has absolutely changed my life. And again, this was something I never saw coming. But like any of us, when we hear the sound of the drum, it's like it gets our attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a very human sound that we all respond to. And so when I first made a drum, I didn't know why I was making the drum. I didn't know what it was for. And then as I played the drum, I started to understand, like, oh, this can heal my brain and heal my heart and heal my body. And that was 7 years ago, and the learning and the healing never stops. I always find something new with the drum, some new way to play, or some new way that it sounds, or a new song to sing. And it is very much a personal healing journey for me with the drum, but I also understand that vibration goes out into the universe.
Yes.
And so that's why I feel like I want to help send out as many drums into the universe as I can, because it's helping to heal all of us.
Yes. And I another drummer, medicine woman that I've worked with, explains it as it's the first thing you hear. It's the heartbeat of the mother. It's that first. It's the first thing we hear.
Mm-hmm.
And what a beautiful way to transmute. To use that to transmute. And anything.
All the things.
Anything.
All the things. And again, not only for ourselves, but for everybody, because we're all energy.
Yes.
We all live in these vibrations, and the more good, pure vibrations we can send out with our thoughts or our voice or our drums, the better.
Yes, because when we heal, we give others, we heal others, and we give permission. It's like you're creating this vibration, you're creating permission to continue healing and receive.
Yes.
Beautiful. So let's see. Tell me, when is the first time you realized that you were a medicine woman, or that you had medicine to bring to the world?
Probably not all that long ago. I mean, I know that I've always been pretty kind-hearted. When I was young, my mother would call me her little mother, because I liked to babysit and I liked to take care of other people. But as I've gotten to this phase of my life, this literal grandmother phase of my life, I'm stepping more into like who I am. And at first it was not easy to realize that I'm, getting older. I'll be 60 in a couple of weeks, which I'm really excited about.
That is very exciting.
But yeah, what was the question? My mind just went over there.
When you first realized that you had your own medicine to bring to the world.
Yeah, I think it's a continual process.
Yes.
And maybe when I held my first grandchild right after he was born, that was probably the moment of like, wow, something incredible is happening here. And I think, yeah, that was when I realized. And then stepping into it, being more comfortable with who I am and what I have to offer. And, you know, we're all mirrors for each other. So,
Yes.
I mean, this is like a beautiful, amazing mirror and a confirmation that I do carry medicine and new medicine today.
Yes.
So
I'm just looking at there's like these rainbows in here, and how cool, like the records that this holds.
Yeah.
How exciting that you get to discover them.
So yes, we just did a beautiful healing session, and
I worked on her.
Yes, and that's what came up was a lot of ancestral work, a lot of record rewriting the code, as you
rewriting
say.
the codes and our DNA systems, and just so many of the codes. You know, we receive codes through the moon, through the sun, through we're all just vibration, and we carry codes within us. And so a lot of what we worked on was stagnant energy, codes that had gone dormant, or were no longer serving or working. And so I was able to go through and remove the stagnant and rewrite the codes with new.
It was pretty cool. And my face is all shiny because I got a facial in the process.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. So let's see. What do you want the audience to know? In this case, we're talking about your medicine, which is birthing drums and all of that. What do you want the audience to know, either about medicine or a message that you would like to deliver?
Well, that we all carry medicine, and it looks different for every person. I think it's easy to get overwhelmed and distracted in this world that we live in this reality, but we all carry medicine, and there's whatever it is that we do to make a difference for ourselves or for others. It doesn't have to be some giant thing. It's a continual process, isn't it? As we learn about ourselves and as we learn about the world around us. And so I guess I would just like to say, you know, that you are a medicine keeper as well. And there's been a lot of talk about ancestral work, which to some people might sound pretty, you know, woo-woo out there. But guess what? It feels really important too, to at least honor our ancestors that were behind us and acknowledge them.
Yes.
And they're here to support us and help us on this journey. And so, yeah.
Well, thank you. I want to talk a little bit about when I got to make my drum. You had us start with a meditation. Well, first you saged us, and you created this really beautiful space for us, and you had us connect to ourselves and then to the spirit of the animal that we were working on. And I was immediately able to connect to this deer, and she just had the most feminine and soft and beautiful energy. And then you really went through every step with us, and we had a group of four. Yeah. And everyone was so unique and had different hides and had so many different ideas and just brought something different to the table. And it was such a beautiful experience. And so I want to thank you so much for the way that you bring your medicine, and that we get to birth the birthing of the drums and the space that you create for that. And just thank you for you and for showing up.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I really hope that you are next and that you get to experience the birthing of your drum, your heart, and your music.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, so is there anything else that you...
I just feel called to remind people that you are so important. You know, you matter in this whole amazing dance of life, and that you're here for a reason. And whether it's, birthing drums, or sharing energy work, or just showing up every day, just getting up in the morning, you're important. So
Yes.
yeah, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on. Keep on the journey.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much
You're
for your
welcome.
time, and thank you for your time for joining us today. I will leave Christine's information so
Great.
that you are able to contact her when you are ready to birth your drum,
Mhm.
or that you can find someone in your area wherever you are in the world. And thank you for letting me meet you on your journey wherever you're at.
Thank you.
Bye.